Welcome back to my channel, Chris EV Road Trips. I finally reached 1,000 subscribers, so I'm really happy now. So I'd like to thank everyone who's hit the subscribe button and allowed me to get to 1,000 subscribers. So today we're off to Mittagong, which is about 100 k's south of Sydney, and we're going to do a road trip, and we're just going to show exactly how we're going to do it using the ABRP, a better route planner, and we're just going to record the start and finish kilometres and how much battery we use, and we'll see how good the Atto 3 goes on a nice warm day with no wind. Okay, so I've sideloaded ABRP with a better route planner, and just here, so I can just open it up on the Android tablet. So this is a better route planner, and we're going to leave our Tarman with 100% battery. Then we're driving to Kingswood, and that's 50 kilometers. So it predicts I'm going to use 15% battery to do that. And then from Kingswood we're going to drive 113 k's to Welby, which is Mittagong, for anybody who's heard of that. And that's 113 k's, so total 166 k's, and it thinks I'm going to use, so it predicts I'm going to use 60% battery, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it on 50% because I always get 200 k's on 50% battery. Alrighty, so we're going to leave with 100% and reset the trip meter. So, and you can see there my average is 14 for the last 100 kilometers. Yeah, I don't always trust that. I don't think it's right. But all right, well let's stop at Kingswood and we'll do a recap how we're going. So I've had the car now. What is it? So December and it's August now. 8 months, and I've done 10,000 k's, and I still love driving the car. It's really great to drive, and it's so quiet and so comfortable. It's such a good cruiser. Yeah, really. If you're considering buying an MG4 or a Tesla, yeah, I definitely recommend that you at least test drive one of these cars, because I think it's, yeah, I'll still like. I think this is probably the best pick if you don't want to spend more than 50,000 or 52,000 on a car. Yeah, I really like that SUV form factor as well, because I'm 6'4". I don't get in and out of sports cars too easily these days. So even sedans, I find too low, and I also find it difficult because when you go over speed humps in a shopping centre and all that, if your battery's in a sedan, you can easily hit the battery going over a speed hump in a shopping centre. So I think that's really. It's just an accident waiting to happen as far as I'm concerned, and I just don't really understand why people want to buy sedans and have the battery so low in a car and are prepared to take that risk of damaging the battery, because once the battery's damaged, if you want to go for a dealer for a new battery, you're going to be up for half the price of the car. So my way of thinking is, if the higher that battery is off the ground, the less likely you're going to write your car off. So so I wouldn't be. I don't really understand the logic, but behind cars that are really low to the ground with batteries, it's just a disaster waiting to happen. So if I was buying an EV, that's one of the things I'm particularly interested in, is how high the battery is off the ground and what sort of protection there is, because they're not very well protected. So for anybody who doesn't live in Sydney, this is our winter. It's 18 degrees. It's a beautiful sunny day. So we're just on the end of winter, so it's starting to warm up, and we've got no pollution out here, which is good. I believe be even less when we get more EVs on the road, so we'll even have better blue skies. I just wanted to to mention something about charging at home at the moment. So in Australia now we have an off-peak tariff at night time between 12 and 6 a.m. in the morning or something like that, and the offers are around 10 cents per kilowatt hour, which means in Australia you can fully charge your EV for $6 and drive 400 k's. It's an incredible deal. Yeah, so that's like $6 against a car, a petrol car or diesel car is going to be 60. So it's 10 times cheaper to run an EV in Australia if you can charge at home, if you've got a fast charger at home installed. So that fast charger might cost you $1,000. It'll save you $5,000 in the first year. It's just such a good deal to buy an EV and charge at home. I really feel sorry for people who are buying petrol cars still and not looking at getting EVs, because there's just so many advantages to having an EV. I have friends who really don't like the thought of having an EV, and I just think they're so stupid. But anyway, that's my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion about things, but I just can't see what all the fuss and negativity of EVs is about, because the best things that I think it's the best thing that's ever happened to the car industry. So one of the key reasons I bought this car is because I really don't like air pollution, and I think sustainability is the key to the future. And if we all do our share, I want to breathe clean air in my city. I don't want to breathe millions of gallons of diesel that's been combusted the day before. So I think EVs are going to bring clean air to our cities, and the research has said that there's going to be less cancer because we're not breathing in as many pollutants. So we're all going to live longer and live healthier lives as well. So come on, people, buy more EVs. Yeah. On a side note, it sounds a bit corny, but I just want to say thank you for BYD for making this car, because I'm so happy with it, and it's such a good car, and I really love driving it. And I'm really happy that BYD came to Australia, and they're making cars here. It might be a Chinese company and everything, but it's So I haven't really played around with ABRP that much, and so here you can see us on the map. We're actually avoiding the toll road, so we're slightly off here with the blue dot, and we're heading west, and we'll jump on the toll road a bit later. I've been following Bjorn Nyland, who's just doing Atto freeze at the moment, and he's found some really interesting things about the battery and the heat pump in this car. So if you're in a cold climate, the battery seems to charge pretty fast, fairly normal. It'll charge to 88 kilowatts to 85%, and then from 85% it'll drop down to 33. I've done it before, and all the way to 99%. So that's the same speed as the Tesla, which starts at 170 kilowatts. So the Tesla Model 3 and the Model Y, and the BYD, they almost charge identical time to 100%. But yeah, what he was saying was, so the heat pump cools the battery. So if you're doing a lot of road trips and the battery gets above 45 degrees Celsius, it'll slow the DC fast charging. So the trick is to put your air conditioning on, what they call precondition the battery. Teslas do this automatically, but BYDs don't. So if you actually put your air conditioning on 20-30 minutes before you're going to DC fast charge, and it's a hot day, or you've been driving like 110 kilometers an hour on the freeway for a lot, your battery will be warm. And so what you can do is, if you put your air conditioning on, the heat pump will actually pump coolant around the battery, colder will cool the battery as well as cooling the cabin of the car at the same time, because all those valves under the car, they'll actually divert if the air conditioning's on and there's only one heat pump in this car. So if you've got the air conditioning on, then that air conditioning, once the air conditioning's on, it will automatically divert cold air to the battery to cool it, or cold air, cold coolant into the battery to cool it. So so what you should do if you want to do road trips and you want to charge at 88 kilowatts, I know last year when it was summer I wasn't getting 88 all the time, and the reason is that I didn't have the air conditioning running and the battery was already too warm, almost 45 degrees, and so it won't take the full 88 kilowatts if it's at 45 degrees. So air conditioning on about 20 minutes before you want to supercharge to precondition the battery, and that's the trick to getting a faster 88 kilowatt battery charge speed. Just a word of warning: if you've got these cars, do not bump your front bumper bar, because the radar sensor's in there, and my radar sensor, I've had a little bump on my front bumper bar, and now my radar sensor does not allow me to use cruise control or lane keep assist very well, so it keeps on cutting out, and to recalibrate that is expensive. Somebody's BYD quoted $800 to have that redone, but you can actually go find an aftermarket guy to come and do it for you and save a bit of money if you need to do that. So not sure what I'm going to do with mine, but I just have to go back to old style driving, which is no adaptive cruise control and no lane keep assist. Lane keep assist I don't really care about because it's much quieter now than what it used to be. So yeah, just my little thoughts on that subject. And for anybody who gets annoyed by the beeping sounds in their car, most of it's caused by lane keep assist. So I actually went into my settings and turned off lane keep assist, and my car hasn't made a sound for for 2 weeks. I haven't heard one little beep out of it. So if you're the type of person that gets annoyed by beeping sounds, yeah, definitely turn off your lane keep assist. Unfortunately, it takes that safety protection method, which means you're always driving the car. It's not going to correct you if you go out of your lane. But yeah, it totally kills all the beeps in the car. And so yeah, if that's something that bothers you, yeah, I'd be turning off the lane keep assist. So it's so far, yeah, like I said, 2 weeks now, not one single beep out of the car. So it's kind of made it much more pleasant. Okay, so we're just coming up to Kingswood on our Better Route Planner, and it told me I would use 90 minus 15% battery, and then over here we've used 11. So yeah, a Better Route Planner is a bit conservative. There is a setting in the Better Route Planner where you can actually choose your usage, and it says that the BYD should use 22 kilowatts per 100 Ks at 110. And because we're not doing 110 most of the way, we're probably only averaging, we did 110 on the freeway, but that was only this much, maybe 15-20 Ks out of our journey of 55. So yeah, that's why we're much lower than the 22 kilowatts. And I've never, even driving to Queensland, I've never got an average of 22. 20 is about the highest I've done, I think, at 110 Ks. And there's no wind today, so in the morning there's no wind, you get better efficiency. You drive in the afternoon and you get a headwind, that's when you get your 22s. So let's continue on. So we're coming into Mittagong. Done 152 kilometers on 41% battery. Most of it we're sitting on 110 on the freeway. So half of the trip was 110 on the freeway. So Mittagong's on the Southern Highlands, what they call the Southern Highlands, and it's a very English style area. It gets cold at night time, so it's very scenic, very pretty scenery. This is really popular area for day trippers from Sydney. Lots of nice coffee shops and very trendy area. So we arrived with 58% battery, so used 42% for 157 Ks. Will we have enough to get back to Sydney? I'll have to think about that one. We'll have to see how we go. So we just stopped here at Pheasants Nest to have a look at the 350 kilowatt chargers they've got here. Unfortunately, you've got to download another app for Ampol, which I don't have, and I couldn't be bothered doing it. And I don't need to charge anyway, so we're just going to stop and have a look. And here's the chargers, and they got some really good solar panels. Actually, I want to do that in my house, so let's see if we can buy those solar panels. I'm going to take a photo, see if I can buy those ones. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, 4 chargers here. So it's awesome. So good for good facilities, lots of restaurants, Krispy Kremes even. Okay, so I've got 53% battery and I'm 187 Ks. I always go 50% battery on 200 Ks, so I'm spot on again. And it says I've got 234 left to get back to Sydney. And I only got, how far do I have to drive? I think it's, yeah. I haven't put the map up, but anyway. But how far do I have to go back? Go to phone, oh my God. Just pause it, son, for a minute. So we're going to go back to Kingswood, and with the ABRP, which is pretty good, you can set what battery percentage you're on. So what are we on? Come on, back here, 53%. So calculate from my position where we are, how much is it reckon we're going to have? And there's the map, and it says we should arrive back in Penrith with 26% battery. That should be enough. So we should get back with 26%. Oh, perfect. So yeah, so the route planner. Yeah, so on the way down we were averaging 21 kilowatts per 100 Ks after doing 110, and now we're on 13, so big difference. But this one, 13, I don't really think that's right. But, so, alright, so we'll just see how we go. So 26% battery, and judging by what we have found already, we're going to be a bit over. So we'll probably get back with 30, but we'll see how we go. Alrighty, so I didn't realise that ABRP has a map planning built in as well. So this is what time we left, how long it's going to take, and the distance. So to Penrith is going to be 75 Ks, and I'm pretty sure distance duration. What does that mean? Arrival time 5:33, 46 minutes, and I don't know, what's this green? Oh, it says, so we should arrive with 25% battery. So here's the app a bit more detailed. So we just left Pheasants Nest, and it shows you how far you've gone on your route and how much battery you're going to arrive with. It's quite good, because we don't have anything like the Tesla app, which is like similar to this. It shows you how much you're going to arrive with. So what's the alternatives? Oh, different map. Best option. What? No, don't go back the other way. Back is where we started from.
Alternative?
Yes, alternatives. What's an alternative? So more, best option, what's that? Oh, different route. Oh yeah, we're probably, that's probably,
Back. Okay.
because when settings. Just gonna pass these guys.
The setting is the same as before, so it doesn't.
So, we're set for 198. I don't know who set that 198. I don't know. I don't think that was me. So that used to be 218 or something. So maybe that's adjusted. Oh, if anyone's used ABRP, and it'd be interesting to know if you use ABRP all the time. But I'm going to try and start using this app because it looks pretty good. So if you use the rotate button here under settings, you can actually use the maps in portrait mode, which could be up. So I found another little window on the ABRP map. So the start, what you're left with, 53%, what you're going to arrive with, and the distance, and the drive duration, 51 minutes. So I'm going to start trying to use ABRP for my maps, because I can use my favorite one, which is portrait, and I can see all my stats for batteries, so I know where I'm at, where the other apps don't seem to support range and all that sort of thing. So this looks pretty good. I'm going to try and use this from now on. And now, the good thing about this, we've got our heater controls back, so a bit easier to save the car if it's going to start fogging up on you. But we're getting to the end of winter, so hopefully it won't ever fog up again. And good to see everything is there again, so we don't have to talk to the car all the time. Okay, so just arrived back at Kingswood. We're going to charge here, so we're going to so we did 273 k's and 67% battery, so I'll work that out what it is, and we'll see how many kilowatts we use to charge all the way up. Just charging, it's just after 6 p.m, so we're allowed to charge here at Western Sydney University, and so we're going to find out, we're going to charge to 100%, we're going to see exactly how many kilowatts we used for today's journey. Let's hope it, here it goes, so we should get 450, 48 or whatever it is. And how long is it going to take to charge? I have to look in the car. Looks like we should have bought our running clothes because we've got 59 minutes it's going to take to charge up. Yeah, well, it's a bit of it's a problem with using slow chargers. So I don't know if we're going to stay the whole time, but anyway, we'll see how we go. So unfortunately, this charger only charges at 25 kilowatts. And so I'm not going to wait around for that, it's just too slow. I'll just charge at home. So that's the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed that one. So I'll see you in the next video.